Yes. Welcome to day 2 of Changing the Narrative Conference. I'm so excited to be here. I'm sure you two are excited to be here today. So yesterday we had a fantastic time. We had 3 speakers who donned the occasion, and of course they gave us value upon value upon value. And today we will be having another set of speakers who will be gracing the show. But just a little recap of what happened yesterday. We had some amazing people. We had Onyinye Okeke that gave us the first show, and now she was talking about how to develop a growth mindset, all right, in your youth for goal attainment. That was what she spoke about. And then we had the second speaker, who was Samson Chukuma, who also gave us the access tool for better growth. And we wrapped up with the host of the event, which was Olodede Paul, who was talking about adopting action for game changer. All right, those were 3 fantastic speakers who blazed the trail yesterday, which was day 1 of the Changing Narrative Conference. And remember, the theme of this conference remains hyper focus. Today is day 2, and it's the last day of the event of the conference, and we'll be having another 3 set of speakers that will be gracing the stage and blazing the trail. The first among the list is right here already in the back of the studio, but I'm not going to tell you his name. Of course, I'm sure you can see it on the studio, but that's a cheat, and you need to book. That's why you don't see his name. Okay, but this is somebody who calls himself the God influencer. All right, he is a child of God, and of course he has been influencing things pertaining to God, and of course, aside that, there's been a lot of things in the digital space that have earned him his name in all rights. And today we will be blessed to have him come talk to us about a very, very interesting topic. All right, that topic is one that you just have to listen to carefully so that you understand exactly what he has to tell us. His name is Muyiwa Womiloju, and he's the one that will be coming right now to give us a dose of what he has for us. All right, he will be speaking on the topic, the Project You, awakening and igniting the sleeping productivity giant in you. Awakening and igniting the sleeping productivity giant in you. Maybe you don't know that something has been sleeping in you. Maybe you don't know the work you have inside, and this guy is going to be bringing you knowledge that will help you unlock that giant that has been sleeping in you. And before I bring him up, I would do the honors of also letting us know who this guy is, and I will not be doing that with my mouth. There is already a video that will tell us more about Womiloju Muyiwa. So just enjoy.
Muyiwa Womiloju is a certified creative writer, multiple times award winner, Christian content writer, expert transcriber and publisher. Muyiwa Womiloju is a mentor to a lot of youth as regards writing, furthering of education, and most importantly, spiritual growth. He is a positive social media influencer who is purposeful to raise and encourage positive growth from up-and-coming writers across the globe. He is the founder and the director at Greenlight Publications, where authors publish books and get consultations about how to go about their book project. Muyiwa Womiloju has featured on a popular radio station that organized writing programs for authors where he enlightened people more about the do's and don'ts of writing. He is the author of a book titled Journey That Led to Untimely Death, which has been read locally and internationally. There are 2 kinds of life to live. The first one is to impress, while the second one is to express. The choice you make determines what happens to you. Muyiwa Womiloju 2021. Let's make welcome Muyiwa Womiloju.
All right, that's the man who will be having shortly join us, the man Muyiwa Womiloju. Welcome to the event, Muyiwa. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for the honor. It's amazing to be here. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.
So quickly, before I give you the mic, so I can, of course, I know you have value to deliver this evening. Before I give you the mic, tell me, why did you choose that name, God Influencer? I checked you up on Facebook and I saw that. I was like, wow, what really informed that? So give us a little idea on why you chose that name for yourself.
Okay, to me, I just feel like, okay, God is the center of everything that's happened to me so far. Considering how I started and the things are going correctly. I just like, wow, God is doing the behind the scenes. Actually, is actually working out things for me. When I'm confused, when I don't know what to do, it definitely turns out for me at all times. So choosing Godfluencer came as a result of my switch from hawking pop-up on the streets to becoming a renowned author and writer on the online spaces. So it was something so shocking because I didn't plan leaving the streets at that point in time. I thought everything was not going to come back to normality. And I was like, I've accepted fate. I've given up already. But he found something in me and it triggered me back to the online space. Like, okay, this is where you're supposed to be. So I just feel Godfluencer. If God has done this for me, I should be able to replicate more for Him. I should be able to give Him my all, and that was what happened totally.
Wow, 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 wow. What a story from walking the streets of Lagos, right? Lagos, was it Lagos? Oh, yeah. Where do you
Ogun
stay?
State, yeah, Ogun State.
Okay, from walking the streets of
The
Ogun
streets
State
of Ogun
to
State, yeah.
becoming God influencer. What a story, what a story. So, guys, trust me, he's going to be telling you how you too can change your story and awake the sleeping giant in you. So, when you are the voice yours, you can take it away.
Okay. All right. To everyone listening to me tonight, thank you so much for being part of this project. I really appreciate you all. Okay, tonight, like I stated, we are going to discuss the project you, which goes by awakening and igniting the sleeping productivity giant in you. Emphasis laid on the sleeping productivity giant in you. We can also term it as inactive productivity giant in you. Many a times, the issue with us about growth is that we we consider certain parameters. We have to actually put in certain things because before we know either or not we're growing. Now, when we discuss the project you, we're talking about the need for you to take up responsibility, the need for you to leave a state you have been used to a state that you want to get familiar with. So everybody has been created in a way that we have different things to showcase to the world. Different things. I stated that my story was from being an hawker on the street. Yeah, that was 6 years ago. I can remember that vividly. People will buy, they will not want to pay. When they buy, you have to go and knock on their door, you bang their doors before they will pay. Stuff like that. A lot of people will even ridicule you on the way. But I knew there's something in me called that productivity giant, but it is sleeping. Many times, this productivity giant is dormant. It is dormant. Why? Because we do not make use of it. We do not engage it. We do not engage it at all. It's just like putting on our phone's camera. You want to take a picture, a selfie, and then you're putting it on for a long time. You will notice that it will just tell you that the camera has closed or the camera is sleeping because it has been awake for too long. It's sleeping. It needs to rest. It's telling you that you are not serious with what you want to do. You wanted to take your picture and move on. But at this point in time, you are just there holding the phone, staring at the screen. You're not taking the picture. And what happens? It has to shut down. So that's what happens to us. That we have that giant in us. We have it. We can become whatsoever thing we want to become. We can become whatsoever thing we want to become. But how do you start becoming? How do you start becoming? Awakening and igniting the sleeping productivity giant in you. You must awake first before you ignite. You don't skip the process. You must awake, like awaken it first before you ignite it. You don't ignite first and awake later. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So, one thing I want you to note is that you can go far with God, but you can go fast without God. Don't let me convince you. God bless. I will always break it in particles for you. Okay, let me take that again. You can grow fast without God, but you cannot go far without God. It is possible that the race is swift. You're a fast runner. You're going at a very high speed. You are getting it right. You are doing all of that. That's without God. But you cannot arrive a destination without God. You can't go far. You can't go beyond that level of your ungodliness. So there's a need for the place of God in these things we talk about. So you should note that for you to become, you need to beware. For you to become, you need to beware. How do you awaken the sleeping productivity giant in you? The first thing you should know is that you are awakening it by knowing who you are. And this leads us into purpose discovery. Many people are confused. Many people don't even know their identity any longer. They just want to be somebody that, they just want to be any other personality. Like, okay, whatever thing comes, they'll just do it, which is not in the will for their lives. So they just want to at least belong. Belong. They just want to belong, which will not help their growth. You must be intentional about asking yourself that question. Why am I on this planet Earth? What have I come to do? That's how you awaken your sleeping productivity giants. That's the first thing you do. Just wake up one day, sit right, talk to yourself. Why am I here? What am I doing here? Is this how I'm going to continue my life? Okay, in the morning I'll wake up, I'll post memes. In the afternoon, I'll talk about, I'll drag celebrities online. In the evening, I'll just go back and talk about how I don't have food to eat. Is this how it's going to continue? Challenge your challengers. That's what purpose discovery is all about. Challenge your challengers. Tell that thing, okay, come. I need to actually figure out something. What am I made for? The Bible makes us know that everything the Lord created, they were good. Good. There is a breath of goodness on everything. But because it has a breath of goodness, doesn't mean if you don't awaken your own sleeping giant, it will work for you. The word goodness goes to the generic form. And when you are not conscious of how how you engage it, it might not work for you. It might not work for you. So when we talk about purpose discovery, there are quite a number of things that we need to know. We discuss purpose as the reason for which something is done, or the reason it is done in a particular way. That's why we talk about purpose. We talk about purpose as a reason for which something is done, or the reason it is done in a particular way. It could be a target, it could be a goal, it could be an aim, it could be an intention. One thing I want you to know is that you cannot unleash purpose accidentally. It comes intentionally. Purpose is never in any way accidental. It is intentional. It is a decision you will make yourself. How that I can teach you, and then after this session, you can go online and say, this guy has just taught us trash. I'm not going to make use of this teachings. So you're intentional about not growing with the teachings. So it's not accidental. You can't just fold your hands and say, why folding your hands? Purpose comes upon you. It doesn't. See, life has offers to give you. There's always a definition life will give you if you don't have a definition for yourself. Life will give you what it thinks of you. And because you have lost your authenticity of what you are, your originality, so you believe what life thinks about you. Are you following? Okay. So you can unleash purpose accidentally. It comes intentionally. It comes intentionally. You have to decide it. You have to be intentional. You have to engage it. You have to be serious with it. You have to make up your mind that, okay, I'm tired of this point. I need to upgrade. You need to be intentional. Emphasis laid on that word, intentional about it. All right, let's continue. See, simply put, your purpose is your life. So if you don't have purpose, you are lifeless. You don't have life. If you don't have purpose, you are lifeless. You don't have life. So it is simply your life. It is simply your life. And you will understand it as you grow, as you grow, as you grow, as you grow. Okay, let me tell you this. This is how to recognize purpose. It is that aspect of you that smells to others but makes sense to you. That's purpose. Others will just sit and say, this guy is just going crazy. This guy is just stupid. This guy is just doing the wrong thing. This guy is just, doing it in the wrong way. This guy is just crazy. This guy, oh God, they'll just, they'll have words to use against you. Just though you're in your purpose already. And I told somebody I was going to become a writer, but like, is something, something wrong with you? Out of all the things you have on ground, writer. You want to start writing. How much do you even earn in the writing industry? But I know I'm not after the money. It's not about the money. But it's because it is my life. It is my life. But many times, most of you look at the income. And the more you look at the income, you will not become. That's simple. Very, very simple and straightforward. Just want to go there. It is my purpose when it brings money. No. That it is rough. It is tough. It is hard. It is not like it. It doesn't seem like it. It can be your purpose. You have to figure it out yourself. Don't wait for, it is juicy. This one makes sense today. You're in the writing industry today. Tomorrow you're moving to the video creation group. So you are moving. You're not stable. Purpose is your life. So will you allow your life waste? Because if you don't have purpose, you are lifeless. You don't have life. It's either you are purposeful or you are regretful. That's what happens. If you are not purposeful, you'll be regretful. Because when you see your mates outside, you'll be like, if I had known, look at this person. You envy them. You want to be like them. All right, let us waste time on that. The next one is information. You are waking the sleeping productivity giant by getting information. Overcome your ignorance. Get information. The difference between people who are learned and people who are illiterate is because of the information they got. It's because of the investment they've made in getting information. Get informations. You have your YouTube, you have your Google, you have different social media accounts that you can get information. Be informed. Learn new things. Go there. Check strategies out. Implement. Don't even leave that mind to start thinking. It's when you don't have anything to do, that's when you start considering suicide as an option. You're tired of life because it's not it today. That sounds so foolish. You're tired of life because you don't have enough money in your account. That's stupid. That's a mentality of someone who is myopic. You're not selling anything. You don't have anything to sell. You don't have anything to market. You only come to the social media platforms to post outdated jokes, and you expect money in your account. Who does that? Get information. Get information. There are things you can do that will fetch you money. There are things you can do that will make your name known to other people. There are things you can do that will impact generations. Get information. Don't be deformed. Be informed. Don't be deformed. Be informed. It is important that you're not deformed. Be informed. Be informed. Learn to, go out, listen to people, hear the opinions out. If there's anything you are doing wrongly, Note it. Have something to do about it. Find a way to solve problems. This generation cannot solve some problems. They only pinpoint errors. Oh, they'll tell you, this one is bad. Tell them to provide solutions. They can't. Provide solutions to people's problems. Get informations. A lot of people are not actually getting interested in knowing things around them. They only love gists. Go ahead of them. Make researches. Compile. Be factual. Be truthful. Sell it out. All right, let's talk about the next one. Work on your character. You are waking your sleeping productivity giants by working on your character. Many of us have bad characters, and it won't help. One of the things I do tell people if you want to earn money on Facebook is that you should build credibility. Credibility is key. Build credibility. Build credibility. Be truthful with all you do. Let people have that reason to entrust jobs in your hands. Not that they will just look at your profile picture and then it tells that, this hungry looking guy, if you give him this job, this one will not come back again. It shouldn't be. Be intentional about what you put out there. Let it be true. More reason I don't entertain, help me share this, help me share this. No, I will not do that. Because this is actually myself. It's talking about my personality. A lot of people have entrusted their works with me. Not because we've met, not because I have sweet sugar-coating words, but because they have seen that there is this credibility there. They can give their jobs to me because they know that this guy will deliver it well. They can entrust their money with me because they know that you will definitely turn out to be good. Build that image. Let people have that trust in you. Not that they want to refer you for a job and you're like, this brother, if you refer this brother, I'm not sure. You can just try and just maybe just try more. If it doesn't go with your money this time around, that's your luck. That should not be. Let it be that no. You want to give it to this person, now you are good to go. Just give it to him. And on the same date, you are promising them, I'm going to give you this back. I'm going to deliver your work. And delivering it, you build credibility. You grow. Work on your characters. Work on that characters. Build characters. Be intentional about building your characters. Yeah, deal with the issues of the heart. Deal with the issue of the heart. Many writers, they'll tell you, I don't want to come online. I don't want to post my work. Why? Because they are scared. If I post it now, somebody will talk about it. They will say it is not okay. They will say it is not this. See, you're not working to please them. You're only working because you want to build yourself. If anybody has anything to say about your work, they should talk. And then you will upgrade. The reason is that most of us don't want to be criticized. You want everything to be going on smoothly. Of recent, I posted in a group. I put on a group rather, and we had about, on that same post, I had about 2,000 reactions. And in the comment section, it was back to back dragging. You know, some people just like, how are you doing it? It doesn't get to you at all. No, it can't get to me. Because if you have something to share with me, share it. Even if it's a bad comment, I will still find value in it. I'm still going to create a post that will make sense out of that thing. So people will talk, your parents, your this, they abuse my family, they abuse this, they abuse that. I'm not bothered. It was before that used to freak me. But now I'm not bothered. Say what you want to say. You own your mouth. Say everything you want to say. So you must deal with the issues of the heart. They won't allow you to wake up that sleeping giant. Your heart must align with what you are doing. You just say, I'm just doing it so that this one will not talk. No. Be intentional. Be happy with it. Many times I want to post and I'm happy. There's this joy I derive in teaching other people what I know. And I'll post happily, go to bed, have a good sleep. And then people that want to drag you, they'll be dragging you. And God, knowing fully well that what you posted is simple to understand, it is straightforward, it is not an heresy, we just continually lift you up. It will just, the more they engage on that post, it gives you visibility. Like the 2K this thing now, I was thinking I'll delete the post, and I said I won't delete it. So day by day, I keep getting followers from that same group. At least today, about 9 people have followed me today on Facebook. The more they keep dragging, the more I keep expanding. Deal with the issues of the heart. Your heart needs to align if you will awaken this sleeping giant. The giant that is sleeping, you have to live in oneness to awaken it. You have to live in oneness to bring it back. You have to live in oneness. Okay, the last thing here is that you need to sow seeds. Sow seeds. It is important. It is crucial. You sow seeds. It's part of the ways you awaken your sleeping productivity giant. You sow seeds. Many of you are hacker gone. You're hacker gone. You can't give. You can't give. You can't sow seeds. Just like why do I need to do this? Is it the one feeding me? Why do I need to give out? Sow seeds. Awaken it. Awaken it. Because people that you have invested in their lives, even if you invest in 100 people and let's say like 10 remembers you, you still have that gain. You've sown seed, you reap them. Support people's growth. Now that you have not come to the limelight, support people's growth. Not that you do that, will go to their timeline, you start making bad comments. This is that. Remember, the day you stop making those bad comments and you want to build intentionality, people that have been watching, they will attack you that same way. And that's why many writers die untimely. They will tell you writing is frustrating. It is annoying because of the seeds you have planted. It is annoying because you didn't plant the accurate seeds. You have polluted the minds of some people toward a writer. You have spoiled the mood of a writer. And now you want to become a writer, and then you're like, people will not engage on my post. When they engage, they will give you reasons that this post is contradictory. They will tell you. So you must sow seeds, sow good seeds to build, to awaken your sleeping productivity giant. Okay, how do you ignite your sleeping productivity giant? The first thing is in your thoughts. The scripture says, as a man thinketh, so it is. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? You contribute to your growth in your thoughts. Don't be like, this thing is not going to work out. I know it cannot work. It will not work. It's not a matter of your village people. It will not work. Because your thoughts is capable of betting it to realities. Anything you think can come to reality. Because as a man thinketh, so is it. So there's a definition attached to your thinking. Your thoughts, they should align to. Your thoughts should be intact. Intact. Whether it seems like it or not, have good thoughts. I know I'm going to be seen worldwide. I know. I'm confident that people will come and celebrate me. I know. Have that thought. Think, ponder on things like that. And I'm like, when I post this one like this, these people will come and attack me again. They will come. And this time around, it will be worse. It will be worse. That you'll be like, am I the only one? So you ignite that sleeping productivity giant by the way you think. Your thoughts should align. Now, number 2, we have affirmations. Yes, this is key. So everyone who wants to grow, it is key. Affirmations are key. You must keep saying it out. Every time I check through Rejoice Praise status on WhatsApp, the first thing I say is day by day, in every way, I'm getting better. That's our own. all the time. Before she posts anything, day by day, in every way, I am getting better. The one I use for myself is that every morning I say to myself, Christ is changing me, not a crisis. Every morning I say to myself, Christ is changing me, not a crisis. And things work out well. They can just be simple as you think, but it works out well, perfectly. Not that you wake up early in the morning, please. Some people just wake up early in the morning and the first thing is Sakpa, urgent 2K, Kai. And you not tell me how you have a productive day. You cannot have a productive day because you have affirmed the wrong thing. Early in the morning, I am broke. Early in the morning, the affirmations are capable of changing you. The affirmations are capable of, making you. So be careful with your utterances. Be careful with your conventions. It is important that you note all of these things. Then we have instructions. Yeah, I'm going to draw more on instructions. In this industry, or to anyone that wants to become, you must have a faculty of instruction. That's a stream where you draw instructions from. A stream. We only fly by instructions in this industry. We fly by instructions. You receive instructions. Before we cross over into the year, I was just praying on my own, and I was like, meanwhile, you'll be shown, like, a lot of people will invite you for their programs and all. I got that confirmation where we're about to cross over to 2023. In January, I got about 5 different invitations. You fly by instructions. That voice came solely to me that, okay, on this same day, New Year's Day, has it ever happened to you, New Year's Day, and you're listening that, okay, the instruction is that you should fast. It's not that somebody telling me that you should fast, though. I heard clearly. I heard fast. And I'm like, when people will be eating jollof rice, I will not be fasting. It doesn't work that way now. But I have to listen. So if you're not ready to take instructions, you cannot ignite any productivity sleeping giants in you. You cannot ignite them. They can't come back to life. Because they're not taking instructions. Instruction is key. You don't joke with instructions. Don't. Sometimes you want to post something and your mind is telling you, no, this thing is totally wrong. Take it off. Don't force it. Listen to instructions. Don't force things to align. Listen to instructions. Okay, let me say this straightly. If all you want to do is to blow, you will soon be blown away. If all you want to do is to blow, you will soon be blown away. Take instructions keenly. Be very, very, close to that faculty of instructions, faculty of obedience, faculty of submission. The important faculties in our lives. Submit, obey, act on instructions given. Don't know it all here. That's how you grow. And then one thing you should note is that growth are measured in processes. When I said she go and awaken and ignite the sleeping productivity giants, I didn't mean it to happen in a day. The first day, it might not work out. The first day, you just feel tired. Because you have been used to an habit, a whole self. You have been used to it already. They say habits are formed bit by bit. So you have formed it already. So you have to take it off bit by bit. Growth are measured in processes. Okay, yesterday I slept 10 hours. Today, I've been in my state. I'm sleeping 5 hours. Not that you just say, I want to awaken it. And the next thing is, just that I slept 10 hours. Today, I will not sleep again. That's not how to measure growth. They're measured in bit by bit, gradually, until you master the nitty-gritty of growing. And because growth are measured in processes, if you skip a process, you will die in the process. Growths are measured in processes. So if you skip a process, you are going to die in that process. That's the fact. It may not be like you are dying in the physical aspect. You might lose ideas. You might not regain ideas. You might make terrible mistakes that will just affect that journey, and it will just make everybody lose interest in what you do. So if you skip the process, you will die in the process. Let that consciousness live in you. Like growths are measured in processes. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, gradually. You skip the process, you die in the process. Okay, let's extend further. And then in Nigeria, what we have noted on purpose discovery is that a lot of people want to have partners before they discover purpose. The journey to purpose discovery is highly individualistic. You can't expect me getting married to a lady who has not known her purpose already. It can't work. When the scripture says 2 will chase 10,000, which means for 2 to chase 10,000, 1 is chasing 1,000 already. And you're not chasing 1,000. You have not mastered the act of chasing. And then you're coming with somebody. You want to chase 10,000 together. I have not even chased 1,000 successfully. And like when I get married, I will know my purpose. No, it doesn't work that way. It's highly individualistic. It can even bring your purpose that will lead you to a partner. So purpose discovery must come before partner discovery. You must note that. Be intentional about getting that. All right. Next thing to note is that if you truly want to live, you need to leave certain gatherings. If you truly want to live your life, you need to leave certain gatherings. I'm going to share this with you. There was a time I do charge my phone outside. I think that should be 2018, 2019. This guy will switch on the generator all the time. We'll go there, charge my phone. Not productive talk. We'll just go there, charge my phone, watch over it. And when it closes, we'll just return back to my house and be like. But one day, I knew I was in the wrong setting. See, it can be beneficial and it can still be wrong. It can be good and it can still not be God. Are you getting me? So the day they broke my phone screen was the day I decided to opt out of that gathering. I told myself I wasn't going to go back to that gathering anymore. I'm not going to go back anymore. And people were like, go now. I said, I'm not going to go back. Because there are certain gatherings that would not allow you to grow. And he's my friend. There are certain friendships that will not help your growth. And he's my friend. I love him. I love her. She's been a support system. She's this, she's that. She might be the one that is holding that growth. So feed your growth with the right thing. Zombies are known for eating brains and the like. Monkeys are known for eating banana. Not that they can't eat other meal, but banana, when you give them banana, there is this joy they get. So when you give your growth the needed meal, you'll be satisfied. Give it the needed meal. We can't eat the same food together. That I give my own growth prayer doesn't mean your own growth will take that same format. Yours might be investing more time in reading books. Yours might be just listening to a particular person that's capable of changing your life for good. Just remain there. Feed your growth with the right meal. Feed your growth. Even as you go out, don't go and become nonsense. Become something good. And then becoming has to do with the correctness of your head. If you want to become, your head must be correct. That is, if you want to go ahead, you must have the head that is correct. If your head is not correct, what do you want to go and do outside? They will send you away. Last year, I attended the program as a participant. Nobody knew me in the program. I just attended. We did normal things together. Eat the same way, sleep the same way, act the same way. Nobody even minded me. Nobody was even paying attention to my side. Now I attended that same program this year as a speaker. It was an offline program, a physical speaking engagement as a speaker, and everybody knew me. People were coming to build a connection with me. They're coming to have my phone numbers. They want to talk to me. They want to enroll for this. They want to do that because my head is correct at that point in time. In fact, there are things they don't want me to do. They want to take pictures with me and all sorts. They don't want it. Don't do this. No, 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 no. Have you eaten? So when people will eat and they will give them small meal, they will come. No, this is what we have for you. This is a special package. Talk about the protocol. It was excellent. Talk about the honorarium. Perfect. So they would only mind you when your head is correct. You go ahead immediately. Your head is correct. Not when your head is not in shape. You have two negativities occupying the territory of your environment, and you're like, you want to grow. You can't grow. You can't grow. You just the same bala blue. You just the same bala blue. I don't want you to see bala blue. I want you to see the real you. Yeah, to project you. The project you must be continual. You must be intentional. It must not stop at the hearing stage. It must continue to the doing stage, the executing stage. To project you. You have so much to share with us. You have a lot to do in this economy, in this country. So the project you must not stop. Must not stop. So lives are either arranged or chartered in your choices of gatherings. Where do you want to belong? Where do you want to stay? On which side do you want to stay? On which side do you want to stay? We only think that I will pray, I will pray, I will pray, oh, I will pray. If I don't pray, Satan will make mess of me. If you don't get knowledge, Satan will make mess of you. Failure will make mess of you. Poverty will make a mess of you. If you're not knowledgeable, you don't want to invest in knowledge. The time I was investing in knowledge, I was earning 6,000 naira per month as a teacher. And I will pay for a course worth 5,000 naira. I'll buy data. How I will survive is on the Lord's side. I don't know. And people were like, this guy is running mental. You earn 6K. You invest 5K on a course. You will now buy data 1,000 naira. Who does that? Your head must be correct. Intentionally, it must be correct. It must be correct. So ignorance brings bitterness. You keep crying, you want to commit suicide because you are ignorant. But knowledge, it brings betterment. You have reasons to do great things. Fresh ideas will be released every day. You'll be having a release of fresh ideas. But when you are ignorant, suicide, depression, any little thing people that have their head correct, they do, you start seeing it as oppression. You start finding a way to backbite them. You find a way to pull them down because your head is not correct. If your head is correct, you appreciate their growth. You want to be like them. You want to strive to become like them. So, among all of the things discussed, it is key that you take note of them. It is important because a better you starts with knowing you. A better you start with knowing you. A better you start with the intentional you. A better you start with the doing you. Don't just listen to my voice. Act on it. Be deliberate about it. Be deliberate about it. Be deliberate about it. Be intentional. So don't just sit after listening. You fold arms again. Hey, I said it's on, Jerry. It's not my time. Engage this teaching for your productivity. Engage the teaching. It will help you. It will help you. Engage the teaching for your productivity. If there are questions you would love to ask me, please let's come on board. Let's have your questions. If you want to ask me questions, if you want to ask me questions, please send them in at the moment. Let me just answer them. If you have a question or two to ask, I'll just provide answers to them.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Muiwa Wamiloju, for such an amazing, amazing session. I love the way you bring in the energy and the way you say things unapologetically about how people should take their life seriously and change the narrative around them. Remember, of course, the conference is changing the narrative. So if they've been doing things in a particular way before, we expect that after this conference, they should change that narrative, and then be intentional about their growth, be intentional about what they do, and that will transform them from where they are to where they want to be. And that again will awaken the sleeping productivity in them. Thank you so much for that. So audience, I don't know if we have them now. This is the type of questions. If you have a question, you should bring it to him. He will be glad to give you all the answers you need as it concerns the project. The project. So let me ask my own first question. Let me be the first to ask a question based on the topic you have just you have said. You said a lot of things about how you should be intentional, how words of affirmation and all that in trying to build the process of being productive, waking the productivity in them. So how do one start? Now a lot of people can be confused, and I know at one point you said you were a street, you hawked on the streets. So what was that moment that transformed that changed everything for you from moving on the streets and suddenly becoming who you are? I'm sure there was a moment that happened, something happened. What was that? At what point did you say, no, I'm not doing this anymore? This is what I want to do. What was that one thing that caused that drastic change? I think people would like to know that so that they can also break out of their own shell that they are at the moment. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Okay. What happened was that I was walking on the streets, and each time I meet I come in contact with my classmates, my colleagues. They'll just be like, they'll mock me, they'll buy, and they'll leave. So those things, instead of me to actually start thinking in the odd area, like, okay, I'm just going to kill myself. Life is not going well with me. Everything is not smooth, like many people actually say. But I only believe that I was not living in my own reality. I was living in the divination life as provided for me, because I have failed in the discharge of knowing me. So I've only lived my life based on life's divination. So I told my mom one day, I just said, I'm not going to hug this thing again. I'm not going to hug it again. Not because I have money, not because I know how to go about things then, but just at that determination that I'm not going to do it again. I was intentional. She thought I was joking. I said I'm not going to do it again because level will soon be changed. So I had that mindset already. My head was correct there. One thing I noted while I was selling purple was that I was reaching out to people, because me selling to them means I was feeding them with something to nourish their physical body. So, and I thought of, okay, how about me going to the online spaces, feeding them with value to nourish their growth? It will actually help them. It will help their becoming. So I knew that I was doing the wrong thing in a partial form of my right way. How? Because I was reaching out. That reaching out ability was there already. It has been built. It's just for me to now divert from pop-up selling into becoming an intentional writer. So I was just like, okay, I have fed you with food, physical job that I can eat. Now let's go. Let's talk about your growth. Let's talk about your growth. So I was now, reaching out to people about growth. It didn't seem easy at first. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy ride at all. At all. Nobody supported me. Yeah, nobody supported me. I was just grinding. I was grinding. That was how I could be paid 6,000 naira there. By now, I know the narrative has changed already. So I could be paid. I didn't even complain about the salary. I just had that mindset. I was going to change myself. I was going to upgrade myself, and it happened. It didn't happen by mistake. It was by intentionality. So I stopped to work. Okay, I started working as a teacher, and in that course, I was able to publish my book. That was how it happened. Totally.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that moment for you. You know, I can imagine the embarrassment. You know, like your classmates and all your schoolmates would be when you see them when you're hawking this. I had a little of those experience while also growing up. Yeah, so mine, yeah, I hope to. Let me just say that I hawked bread actually. I did give bread in Lagos. That was a long time ago. Though. And also, aside from the hawking of the bread, I remember when I was in SS3, you know, while I was going to school to prepare for my YS, you know, I couldn't afford to take bus from my house to the school would take me at least an hour's journey, and I would trek from my home down to the school. And because I know I was struggling to, you know, meet up with the exams, I had to read on the road. So while I was walking to school for exams, I was reading on the streets. And my friends would be on, of course, in buses, and they would like, what? When they get to school, they would laugh at me like, why are you disgracing us now? You're necessary and you're reading on the road like one mad person. And they would say all those bad stories, you know, and you know, some of them got to me, but at the end of the day, after the exams that we wrote, we were just two that passed that got at least 5 credits to continue. You know, out of everybody in the class, just two of us. You know, and so the laughter became, you know, a story for me to tell that I'm sharing now. You know, with all
Sure.
happiness that you know all this. So I do understand when you share those very moments of embarrassment, and the good thing about it is we are able to turn it to what you have become today. And I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I'm sure God also is proud of what you're doing. Now, quickly, let's talk about. I know the next speaker is already in the studio, so I wouldn't want to take so much of our time. Let's talk about the e-book creation course that's coming up on May 1st. So, how is that? Tell us a little about it.
Okay, there's a need to actually bring everybody to tell their own story. There are stories that would inspire people. There are stories that would give hope to other people. There are stories that would actually make some people be on the right path. So the ebook creation course is just for everyone who wants to change that narrative. You have a story to tell, you have something to talk about, but you're shy. You can just package it in an ebook format and sell to people. And then doing that, we'll be able to reach out to a lot of people instead of you coming online and say you want to post this and like. So it's a means of reaching out to a wider audience. So that's why I packaged the ebook creation course for interested students or interested participants, so that they can actually reach out to people and then do something productive. You know, we've learned about the project you, and we must continually engage it. We must engage the teachings. So for their betterment, we should learn how to write and create ebooks. They can earn from these things and then grow into becoming an amazing influencer from this. This can be the basis of their growth.
All right, so that's it. There you have it. He is organizing an ebook creation course for just a few serious-minded students who would want to learn how to do this and also recreate their own experiences in ebooks. And of course, you can make money from ebooks. In case you do not know, you can make money by selling ebooks. So this class will teach you how you can create your own ebook, and of course, you can go ahead and sell them and sure make money. And that is what Muiwa is doing for us again, which we started on the 1st of May. So, guys, this is a course you should buy. Link up with him. His contact is already on the screen. You can see it clearly on the screen. You can take up the contact from there and reach out to him, or you can also look for him on Facebook, Muiwa Omilojo, and you'll connect with him. I'm sure he will be open to reach out to respond to your questions and answers will be given to you in due course. So, thank you so much, Muiwa, for your time. I don't know if you have a final
No.
word while you wrap up. The final word for your audience.
Okay. Final words. It is the you in you that determines the you are. It is the you in you that makes you the you are. Meaning that impact making starts with impartation. So you decide who or what impacts you. You decide who or what impacts you. Impact making starts with impactation. Decide who or what impacts
All right, those are his final words, and that is from the man Muyiwa Womiloju. He likes to speak in some very, 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 very complicated terms, which he always breaks down at the end of the day. And I'm sure you would have enjoyed the time with him. Thank you so much for coming up, and we are quite grateful for the value you have shared tonight. I'm sure posterity would always remember that you were in Changing the Narratives conference and you poured out your heart to a lot of persons who are ready to really, really change the narrative and be hyper-focused. Thank you once again for coming along.
you. You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we will be moving from Muyiwa to having the next speaker coming up. He has shared his heart, and we are moving on to the next speaker. She is a lady who has been doing a lot of things in the online space, and I can't wait for you to have her join us live. But before I bring her up live, I just want to show you the schedule that we are working with for today. Yes, we have three amazing speakers who we just finished the first session, and that is Muyiwa Womiloju. He has told us about the Project View, and he has spoken passionately about what we need to really, really get on the way. If we really want to work on the Project View, we have to be intentional, and he said a whole lot of stuff. You can always catch the replay if you missed the session, and do well to connect with him on all social media platforms. Muyiwa Womiloju, that is the man who has graced the occasion. Now we're moving to the next speaker, a lady who has done a lot, a writer, a book author, a book consultant. She is also the CEO of Author's View, and she has been doing a great deal for herself. This is the person who will be welcoming to the stage in a jiffy. I'm sure you already know the name. Chiamaka Okoro is a fantastic lady. If you've not heard her speak, you will hear her speak today. She is one woman who will be speaking to us about focusing on your low self-esteem and maximizing it for a better growth. That is what we'll be having in a jiffy. But before we go ahead and invite her to the studio, we will be paying the bills. So let's sit down, relax as we pay the bills.
Chiamaka Okoro is an award-winning writer, author, book project consultant, transcriber, volunteer, and editor. She is the founder and lead consultant of Author's View Consult, a consulting agency solely focused on helping writers become successful authors. Author's View provides top-notch digital services such as book consultancy, book reviews, transcribing, ghostwriting, event branding, editing, and proofreading, to mention but a few. It is registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) and Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. She currently sits as the Chief People Officer for Meteor Digital Consult, a brand that provides top-notch digital solutions for businesses, corporations, and other related establishments. She is on a divine assignment to help young individuals to find their feet in the place of relevance. Due to this, she convenes a virtual global summit tagged Productive Time Out with Chiamaka Global. She's one of the winners of the Under 13 Jide Kaji Global Impact Award among 60 great personalities who made a traceable impact in Nigeria in 2020. In April 2021, she served as a volunteer for the Global Brand Summit and was awarded a certificate of recognition among 100 global volunteers. In July 2021, she completed a course on effective leadership development at Next Level Conversation and was awarded as the best student during her cohort. In October 2021, she received the Dignity Hall of Fame Awards in celebration of the International Young Women's Conference by the Dignified Womanhood Platform in her state of origin. And in November 2021, she was nominated as the Young Influencer of the Year by the Iconic Brand Awards TIBA, courtesy of Crystal Edge Professional Services. She is fondly called Chiamaka Global. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chiamaka Okoro.
That is the lady we will be having shortly, and she is, like I said, right here in the studio. And before we say Jack, you would have her come up live. And there she goes. Welcome, Chiamaka, the global lady. Your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
It's good to have you once more in the studio, and I'm sure you are very much ready to blaze the trail and to give us what you have been preparing for us for. I don't know if I should say 1 month now or thereabout. I'm sure, of course, that the value you could deliver is not questionable. We look up to having that time. Already we are behind schedule, so I wouldn't want to take so much of our time. We've done the introductions. I'm sure they know you already, a popular figure. So you just jump right into it while I give you the floor. So the floor is yours, Chiamaka. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much once again, sir, for having me tonight. And thank you so much to, I also want to use this medium to appreciate the convener of this event, Mr. Oladede Paul. Thank you so much for putting this together, especially for young youths, especially for youths who are just coming up or those who are already on the space doing one or two things, but in some way or the other they are missing it somehow. So this program has really been helpful to, and is going to be helpful to some other persons. So without wasting much of our time, we'll just get started into the main business of the day. So my topic for tonight is how to maximize low self-esteem, how to maximize low self-esteem. But for some persons, they might be wondering what is actually low self-esteem. What does low self-esteem entails? What does it entails? Briefly, I'll just give a brief definition. I just coined out a brief definition. Not it's something that when you remember, you will know that, oh, this thing is not, it's not something worth it at all. So low self-esteem for me simply means the inability to believe in yourself, like the lack of belief in yourself, the lack of belief in yourself. You know that you have a great potential in life. You know that you will do well. You know that you have a vision for your life, but some way or the other, you don't really, like, you have this passion to do stuff, but you are limiting yourself, probably because you've heard people's negative things about yourself or about your vision, about the people you admire. You've heard negative things about them. You've heard negative things from different people, and you just feel, oh, I'm not worth it. This is why I will be speaking on this topic tonight, to help you maximize low self-esteem for a better growth, to help you maximize the power of low self-esteem. Now that you know the definition of low self-esteem, how can you now build your confidence as a person? Before I share the how, let me briefly share a story about myself so that you understand this message very well. So it won't be like it's something that she's just saying, giving points, and I really do not get the roots of the matter. I grew up as a child that I had, not disability per se, but I grew up as someone who have been using eyeglasses for years, and this was something that I really battled with growing up as a child, even in my primary, secondary school, and all of that. I had this potential to become a great person, but then the people around me were a very bad influence. Not my parents, no, but friends. I had friends that would talk me down. I had friends that would bully me. I had friends that, so it made me even lose interest in my own education as a person. I now hated going to school, even though I knew deep down that I was intelligent, but it affected my intelligence because I now hated going to school. I hated doing things that would help me grow because of what I've been hearing. Oh, you cannot do this job. If I try to participate in this thing, they will say you that you cannot see very well. That kind, those talks, those conversations limited me a lot. It made me feel had this low self-confidence in myself. I now hated myself. I hated my condition. I hated so many things about me, even though I was smiling with people, even though I had the privilege to talk to people and all of these things. But then I deep down I knew I needed to go somewhere. So as time went on, I met a friend who saw the ability in me, who saw that I wasn't just an ordinary person due to the way I communicate, due to the way I speak with people. He noticed that you're a great person with great potential, and that was it for me. The rest they say is history. The process and all of these things they say is history. So why did I share this? I know that some people who will watch this video later on, or some people who are watching this video will probably say, "Oh, I have something. I share something in common." This is me saying to you now that there is ability in disability. There is ability in disability even without you being disabled. Maybe you are a shy person sef. Maybe you're a person that is very very shy. You don't like coming out in the crowd to speak up, but then you have a great potential. You know that you have an assignment. And I love the topic the second speaker of yesterday talked about yesterday, when he talked about self discovery. If you don't know where you are going to in life, anything that anybody says, everybody's way will be your way. If you don't know where you are going to in life, everybody's way will be your way. So it's important that you identify who you are first. Know that you have this potential in you, and you know that you have to do something about it. You have to tackle that low self-esteem in you. Now, how do you do this? How do you tackle low self-esteem or maximize it for a better growth? The first thing you need to do is find a role model. That's the first thing you need to do. Now you know that you want to, okay, let me use a writer for instance. You want to be a writer. You want to start winning awards. You want to start breaking records, or you want to be a great public speaker. You know how to talk very well, but whenever you are in midst of your peers, you are just shy. You have content in you, but you don't even know how to say it. You are just shy. It's very important that you find a role model. This person, a role model now is different from a mentor. Don't get me wrong. Role models are people that you see from afar, you admire them, you want to be like them. Once you've admired this person, once you found out who this person is, you may not it's not a must that you actually connect with them, but you can even connect with them from afar. Like social media has helped us. For instance, you see someone you admire on social media, you've not met the person, you don't even have their contact, but you see their content, you see how they behave on social media, their lifestyle, and you know that this is what you actually want to from yourself. You learn from them. By so doing, you're actually pulling out from the shell of you're actually breaking out of the shell of shyness, low confidence in yourself, and all of these things. So that's why it's very important that you don't just get a role model for a particular area of your life or a particular niche. Maybe, for instance, you want to be a writer. Remember, even as a writer, you must be a great public speaker. You must know how to communicate well. You must know how to socialize with people very well, because, of course, you have speaking engagements like this. You won't say, "Ah, I can't speak in the camera. I was once like you too." but here am I today speaking to you. So it's very important that you find somebody that fits your standard. You know where you are going to, and this person is already living your life. Model that person. Start, if you are shy of speaking to the camera, start speaking in the mirror, in front of a mirror, talking to yourself. Especially if you want to be a great public speaker, start talking to yourself in the mirror, and you get doing this thing continuously or consistently will help you break forth from that shell. And if you have people that you know that has sense, have conversations with them, communicate. If you're in a virtual meeting or a physical meeting, always talk. Don't hide in your shell. When you know that you have that idea that will move the organization or the this thing to the next level, you just keep it to yourself and say, what will people say? Fear. Kill it before it kills you. Fear. Face everything and rise. Don't forget everything and run, because fear, everybody will say fear, forget everything and run. But fear, use it in the positive light. Face everything and rise. So now that you have found a role model, the next thing I want you to do is to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself that you can get to this level. Believe in yourself that you can do it. Have a positive mindset. So this flows from point 2 to point 3. While you believe in yourself, have a positive mindset. I remember while I used to share this story a lot. I just love sharing it. I remember while I was growing up, while in secondary school then, while they bullied me and said, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. I knew I had the mindset. And I used to say one thing to them: I am better than you. I can tell you for sure now that most of these my secondary school mates, I'm not trying to say this as I'm bragging or something, but most of them, majority of them, the news I am hearing about them now is just God I beg. Like, I'm not bragging. I am not better than them because I have said it. I said it then, I affirmed it, and this is the results. And I'm sure some of them self, if they see me now, they'll be like, ah, Chamaka, So it's something that you should also believe in yourself, that if this person can actually do this, I too can do. That's why I said the first time that you should have a role model, because these role models you see today, they have a story too. So also learn from their stories. It's very important. That is why you see people share their stories, not because they want to tell you how many years they've suffered in life, or they want to tell you how many years they've hustled or they've done one thing or the other. No, they are sharing their story so that you too can, because they believe that other people are currently in their shoes. They are sharing their story so that you too can level up. You understand? So it's very important for you to have that mindset that you can actually do this and work towards achieving it. So the next thing you need to have is a positive mindset, like I said, and self-belief for yourself. When you have this self-belief, it will help you move forward. It will help you see life from a positive light. Self-belief is very, very important if you must succeed or if you must kill low self-esteem. Then another thing you need to know as a person, don't compare yourself with other people. I see this thing a lot. Because you both graduated or you both finished a particular level, maybe academically, career wise, or somehow you both finished a particular level, and you know that okay, let me use the academic sphere for instance. You both finished, graduated from the higher institution, and for some they get jobs, and for some it might take 3, 4, 5 years for them to get a good job. This does not mean that the person that got a job first is better than you, or God loves the person more than you. It is not so. Don't always compare yourself with people. Don't always compare yourself with people. If you're a kind of person that has a positive mindset, you will understand that life itself is, our fight is different. You understand this very well. You understand that our fight is different. Our fight is different. So don't say because my friend has graduated, my friend is now working, I am not working yet, or I am not doing this yet, or I'm not doing that yet, or I have not gotten into the higher institution yet, or I've not gotten married yet, or I'm married already, I've not given birth. Your fight is different. Your fight is different. Let low self-esteem not put you into depression. if you must grow. Because of course there is no successful person that does not have that does not have a black story. Like there is no glory without a black story. So for the fact that you are facing these challenges and oppositions now is enough reason for you to know that at the end of the day, there is light at the end of every tunnel, like we all know. And it's also for you to understand that at the end of the day, we all have a story to tell. So if there were no struggles, if there were no stagnancy at some point, there won't be stories for the coming generation. This is one thing you need to understand. If you must, so don't allow all of these things weigh you down as a person. Don't allow them weigh you down. That's why I said earlier, keep a positive mindset. Keep a positive mindset. Believe in yourself. Have the can do mindset. I can do it. If this person can do it and become successful, I too can do it. Don't always wait, say that I don't have the strength. You get, I'm tired. I don't have the patience. Patience is also key. We all know that there are some persons that they lack patience. It's normal. But at some point, life will make you be patient. Life will make you to be patient. Life will push you to the extent of you being patient. You don't have a choice. You can't do anything. You just have to wait. So it's very important. I don't know if I am still communicating. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I am still communicating. Please let me know. I think my network is.
Yes, we can hear you. You are still clear. Go ahead.
Can you still hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, because my network was misbehaving at some point. Okay, thank you so much. So I was saying that you just have to have this positive mindset. Our fight is different, and it's very important that we have that in mind, or we keep that in mind as we climb the ladder of success, or as we climb the ladder of growth. Then the next point is surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with positive people. You don't need to have crowds as circle of friends. Just like the popular saying, if you are with five wise persons, you are the sixth wise person, and if you are with the five fools, you are the sixth fool. So it's very important that you understand the circle of friends you keep, or the circle you keep. This will really help you go far in life as an individual or as a person. It will help you go far in life. So it's very important that as you climb the ladder of success, or as you try to eliminate every spirit of low self-esteem, every spirit of shyness, or whatever it is, you have to surround yourself with positive people. These people will keep your morale high. These people will help you. Just like I said about my friend that helped me. If not that my friend helped me to become this better person today, helped me to see life from a positive light, I wouldn't be here speaking today. I would still be hiding in my shell. So it's very important that you surround yourself with positive people if you must go far, if you must become a successful person, because low self-esteem will really limit you. It's just like something that you have the mind, you have the possibility of, that you need to get to this particular destination, but something is drawing you back and saying that you cannot do it. You are this, you are that, you cannot do it. Just relax. That is the voice talking to you at the back end. You need to shun that voice and tell that voice that I can do it. So it's very important to have the can do mindset. Just like Eddie Basil said that your mind is your greatest asset. Your mind is your capital. Your mind is your profit. So it's very important that you know that you understand these things. Then the last point before I call it a wrap is have a gratitude journal. If you must eliminate every form of low self-esteem, have a gratitude journal. You have to be grateful to not just God alone, but to the people who has helped you climb the ladder of every stage of your life. I used to tell people that the people in our life are has expiry dates. People in our life has expiry dates, and it's very important that you know when their time expires in your life. There are so God has made it possible for it's just for you to understand the the misery of life, just for you to understand life better. If you know life, if you know any life coach or you know anybody doing well, ask them questions, ask people questions. You understand that this life we are living in, there are people that are designed to help us at every stage. So at every stage you meet anybody that has been of impact or have been of great influence to you, it is your duty to be grateful to them. It is your duty to show that gratitude to them. It must not be in cash. It must not even be in, but you can even sacrifice your gifts to them. You can sacrifice your talent. Like, okay, you know how to write very well, or you know how to design graphics very well, and a program like this is coming up, and you know that, oh, maybe Saulo Jade Paul has been a blessing to you and he has impacted you in one way or the other. Just show gratitude. Oh, I love what you do, sir. Can I volunteer to design the flyers for you? Can I volunteer to write content for you? Can I volunteer to do this for you? The person will be grateful to you because as you are helping the person, the person is also helping you in return. How? When people see, or when the influencers audience sees the flyer, oh, this flyer is catchy. Who designed it? The person, you will not hesitate to say, oh, this person designed it, and by so doing, by all means, he has connected you. So that is how these things work. But if you are not grateful, you don't have this gratitude mindset, you don't appreciate people, you don't volunteer for people, you don't do all of these things, you are still hiding in your shell, feeling that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, knowing fully well that you can do this if you are well trained, or if you are well taught, or if you even open up to tell people. So, as a person who wants to become influential, or as a person who wants to maximize growth, as a person who wants to break out from low self-esteem, it's very, very important that you try as much as possible to, number one, have a role model. Secondly, have a positive mindset. Thirdly, communicate with people that has sense. Communicate with people that has sense. Don't mind what the world is saying about you, or what they will say about you. Oh, I have this great you've created a content, to post it is wahala, because if you nobody will like and comment. If all the influencers you admire today started with having likes and comments, they wouldn't have been where they are today. Your duty as a person or as an individual should be to show up regardless of the challenges, regardless of what is coming, what would come your way, regardless of what people will say. If you are still waiting and saying, oh, people will complain, this content is not good enough, you are not ready to grow, and you are not ready to move forward, and you are not ready to even skyrocket your skill. So as an individual who wants to become influential, who wants to become better, who wants to grow in life, it's very important that you move out of your shell, speak up, communicate with people, have meaningful conversations with people. Have meaningful conver- if you are in the midst of people and you have ideas, share your ideas. You never can tell. If you are on social media, or you see a content that makes sense and you have a contribution to make, a good one at that, drop it in the comment section. I've seen people gain great followership from just their comment section. This is me cheering you on to not just be a better person, But I'm also cheering you up to become the better person that you are by investing in yourself, investing in your capacity to building your capacity to do what is right. I'm also cheering you on to come out of your shell and shine your light. You are the light of the world, not your street light. It's very important to shine your light. Don't wait until you are being pushed. Be yourself own self motivation. Motivate yourself daily. Don't wait until you get motivational capsule from people. Even those people self, they need help. So it's very important that if you must become influential, if you must become better as an individual who wants to grow in life, come out of your shell. So the long and short of what I've said in essence, if you must get out of low self-esteem, it's very important that you come out of your shell. Come out of your shell. Come out of your shell and shine your light. So this is where I'll drop the anchor for tonight. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope that these few words of mine have been able to bring someone out of their shell. Thank you so much. If you
All
have
right, all
questions,
right.
to
All
ask.
right, thank you, Chiamaka, for always sharing value as always. Hey, the way you ended it, I hope these 2 points of mine reminds me of a debate session. All right, these are not few words. These are words that are filled with power and energy. And trust me, anybody who has listened to your presentation know that they can actually do better even with the low self-esteem that they have had in the past. They can actually break out of that shell and become better with the tips that you have shared today. So thank you so much for taking out time to do this. I'm sure that posterity will remember the good work you have done. All right, that is Chiamaka Okoro. I don't know if there's any question for her before she exits the stage. Just before she goes again, let me just bring up this. This is who she is and what she does, just in case you're interested in any of this of her offer. She is an author, a transcriber, a writer. There's a lot of things she does, all right? But these are the list of books that she has written right there, identifying your target audience, effective reader's handbook. I love that particular one. How to pitch and depict, how to win any competition online, transcribing made easy, hidden truths. Those are the fantastic books that she has written. You can pick any of them at the prices that you can see displayed on your screen. And of course, if you want to reach out to her, her number is also on the screen. You can also reach out to her on WhatsApp, or you can find her on Facebook, Chiamaka Okoro, or the same thing on Instagram. Any of these means you can use to reach out to her, and I'm sure she'll give you a listening audience, and you can, connect with her, get any of our products, any of our services, and you'll be sure glad that you did that. So, Chiamaka, thank you so much for your time. Our last guest is already in the video. I don't want to keep him longer than expected, but before you go, let me just have the final word. What's the final word you want to give the audience who are listening? You shared your story on how you broke out of that cage that you were during your secondary school days. So, what is the final word you want to give all those who are battling with low self-esteem right now? One final word for them before you leave.
All right. Okay, for those of you battling, or for whosoever it is, for those of you battling with low self-esteem, I want you to know that you are not just the first person having these challenges, and you will not be the last person to also have these challenges. It's very important that you know that I understand the fact that it's not easy to come out from, but one advice I would give to you is, by all means, find a positive find positive people to mingle with. Find positive, and be very careful with who you share your experiences with. Be very careful. It's not everybody you see you open up to. I know people like that. I used to be like that too. If I see that, oh, I start talking with you, and I know that, oh, I just start sharing my stuff, and at the end of the day they don't go down well with me at some point. So be very careful with people you share your stories and your experiences with, so they won't stab you at the back in the future. But by all means, mingle with positive people. These people are ladders. These people will help you move from where you are to where you desire to be. So I hope with these few words, you should be able to come out of your shell. And I can't wait to see you become the better version of yourself. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Amaka, for your final word. It was indeed a pleasure having you on the Changing the Narrative Conference today, day two. We look forward to, of course, having you sometime in the future share yours as always. So thank you so much, Amaka, for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, that was Chiamaka Okoro, and she was giving us the value, of course, how one can actually combat low self-esteem and become a better version of themselves. Now we will be having our third speaker. This man is a man I love so much because he's been doing great stuff on the online space. He is none other than the excellent and the distinguished Val Okafor, and he will be speaking to us on blueprint to becoming a strategic and visionary leader that empowers others. All right, that is the man who will be gracing the occasion right now. His name again, like I said, is Val Okafor. If you know this man, you will know he comes with value, value, value. He's very passionate about leadership, and he has been doing it for years. And he is the man who will be gracing the studio in a jiffy. But before I bring him up, as always, we are going to pay the bills. So sit back, relax, while we pay the bills.
Val Okafor is an effective leadership evangelist, productive strategist, transformational speaker, and social innovator. With an incredible passion to help individuals and organizations achieve exponential growth, he brings to bear practical knowledge that translates to wisdom and results. He sits as the executive director and training consultant at the Val Okafor Company. Here he provides value-based leadership development and personal effective trainings for individuals and organizations. As an added believer in the prosperity of Africa by Africans, he serves as the outreach and events lead at Grand Africa Initiative, a pan-African non-governmental organization that helps African young men and women succeed in education, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Innovative Young African Award by International Internship University, India, Best African Social Impact Award, and 2021 100 Exceptional Brands and Creatives. Award of Leadership from Chainmakers and Writers Academy. He exudes an inimitable passion for nation building and human capital development, especially for developing nations across the globe. He believes that as you let your own light shine, you consciously give others the permission to do the same. Let's make welcome Val Okafor.
All right, that's the man that we'll be having in a jiffy. The man Val Okafor, and he will be live in one, two, and voila! Welcome, Mr. Val Okafor.
Hey, my brother, good evening. Good evening. Awesome stuff happening here. I'm really excited at everything. Looks like, a physical conference. Wow,
Yes, yes, yes.
awesome work.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So quickly,
It's
I
amazing.
love this. I love the smile that you are wearing. Very much. That smile is so fantastic. So I don't know if that's the smile you had when you won the sponsorship to go to Rwanda. Share a little about that. I saw your post on Facebook. I was like, wow, what is going to Rwanda? We are finally leaving the shores of Nigeria to extend, the value you have. Nigeria is too small. It's not
Yeah,
continent to see right now. So tell us a little about that.
yeah. Okay, so guys, good evening, and thank you for tuning in for this conference. It's been amazing since yesterday. So I was selected as one of the 27 youths from Imo State who would be attending the JPI, that's the Jami Padral International Annual Leadership Conference happening in Kigali, Rwanda. And this conference hopes to birth a new generation of Africans who think solutions, of course, listening to the high profile speakers who will be coming from all over the world to teach and share from their wealth of knowledge and experience. But the key thing here is that, the selection, makes you uh, keeps you accountable because when you return, you're expected to share what you have learned with your countrymen, people who are looking up to you, who people want to learn from you. So that's the much I can say for now. Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Of course, like you mentioned, the list of speakers, I saw them also. You have the Mechanobies, you have Steven
Yeah.
Kitayo, and fantastic guys who would be dishing out value. And I'm sure you capture everything. You know you again. I know you capture everything.
Absolutely. I will. I will. Every damn thing.
All right, all right. So here we have here. This is the change the narrative conference, and we have the man Van Okafor, a man very passionate about leadership, and he will be sharing with us blueprints to becoming a strategic and visionary leader that empowers others, and that's what the JPI conference is going to also do for him when he comes back. So that is what he will be sharing with us today, so that you too can also be in the line to becoming what he has attained in the couple of years that he has dominated the social media space. So, Mr. Van Okafor, this is your time. You have the floor. You can keep the ball rolling.
Great. Thank you very much, my brother. Oh, excellent work. Before I go ahead, I want to say a very big thank you to Paul and his incredible team for putting this up and for also, sending me an invite. We had so much back and forth as per the time because of my very, very busy schedule. I had to travel to make sure that I grace this occasion because he has been updating me. And I think it's a great thing. I see his enthusiasm and his passion to change the narrative indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining this session tonight, I'm going to be speaking to the topic blueprints to becoming a strategic and visionary leader that empowers others. And this topic is very dear to my heart. Okay, let's see how the next 20 minutes will be as we focus on this very important topic. So, one of the first things I need you to understand, becoming a strategic leader and a visionary leader is to undergo what I call personal transformation. So, you need to undergo personal transformation to be able to lead people effectively, to be able to create sustainable impact, what I call unquestionable legacy, in the lives of people and in the society where you belong. So we're going to be going through the route of personal transformation. Then I will take you to mind leadership, and then we'll now finally get on board to talk about transformational leadership. And I believe that as we go through these three key elements, we would have achieved our aim tonight. So personal transformation. You see, leadership is inside out. You cannot lead except you are able to lead yourself. You cannot successfully lead people except you are able to lead yourself. And that is what is called personal leadership. And for personal leadership to happen, personal transformation must occur. So, what is personal transformation? There are certain things you need to unlearn, okay, about yourself, about your society, about the nation where you live in, and then when you unlearn, you relearn. Okay, so you're unlearning certain habits, certain behavior, certain knowledge, and relearning certain skills that will help your leadership thrive, that will make your leadership strategic and visionary. Okay, so what are number one thing you need to understand is to first of all have a renewal of your mindset. Okay, a renewal of your mindset because right now you are a leader who wants to create change, who want to inspire others to greatness, who want to birth solutions to problems that are existing, whether it is in your family or in your business or in your community. So you must be able to renew your mind. Okay, I spoke in a conference last week, and was it last week? No, that was on Wednesday. So I told them that, see, the mind is the most powerful tool. If you renew your mind, you have renewed your life. A changed mind is a changed life. So personal transformation will start with renewal of your mind. And when you renew your mind, you're renewing your life. What is the mind? Okay. The mind is so mysterious. You cannot touch it, you cannot see it. If you cut the body into two right now, you would not see the mind. You will see the heart, you will see the brain, you would see the liver, the lungs, and the kidney. You will see the small and the large intestine, but you will never see the mind. Why? Because the mind is simply an information. The mind is simply a brain that has an information. So the information in your brain make up your mind. So whatever you are accumulating into your system through your brain actually informs the actions that you take, informs the decisions and the thoughts that you think, and then the actions that you take and the decisions that you make. That is why your action is from the thoughts that you have. The decision that you make is simply the information that you have on your mind. So the mind is simply a brain that contains information. So we now have to dissect what kind of information is coming to the brain. What kind of information are you letting into your mind? All right. So personal transformation, renewal of mindset. So the mindset that you have is simply the ones you've been exposed to in your family. All right. So you in your family, you grew up, seeing, for example, you see women as second fiddle. Women are to be seen and not heard, and that is how you've learned it from your dad and from everybody around you. So you also believe that the best way to secure your wealth is to be selfish and not to give people. So all of these habits over time, you have built them and they have formed who you are. Personal transformation is renewing your mind, unlearning those things and relearning what you need to do in order to become a better version of yourself, in order to become a better person. Now, I also told this group of persons that nobody was born rich nor poor. Nobody was born with an attitude, everything was learned. So the poor person was born into poor learning habits, so he learned how to spend more than he earns. He spends to impress people. These are habits that was learned, and so he's poor. The rich guy learned how to invest. The rich guy learned how to give. So it becomes his reality. In the end, we all learned what we are doing today, and you can relearn those things. You can you unlearn the habits that you currently possess and relearn new habits. All right. So, what are the things that you need to start learning now in order to be a strategic leader? I'm going to share with you as I move on to mind leadership. So, mind leadership is simply to take cognizance of what enters into your mind, is to take cognizance of the information you receive, is to take cognizance of what you're learning and who you're learning from. Okay, so your mindset of leadership has been occupying a particular position, being the governor or the president or the mayor or the CEO of a company, and in your mind, that's who a leader is. So tonight, I'm going to change that definition and give you what I seem to be the perfect definition of leadership, which I've shared with thousands of people. So, for my definition of leadership is very simple. Okay, remember that we're in mind leadership now, we've left personal transformation. So, mind leadership is simply learning new things and then living your life by those new things that you've learned. So, the new definition of leadership is that leadership is a lifestyle. That's the first thing you need to understand today. Leadership is a lifestyle, okay? So you don't need to be in any position to exude leadership. You don't need to occupy any position in order to exemplify leadership. It's a lifestyle, all right? As a matter of fact, on the ladder of leadership, positional leadership takes the least position, it takes the least step on the ladder because when you are in a position, people are compelled to respect you. People are compelled to obey you because they don't have any choice. They just met you there. For example, you're the principal in a school, everybody must respect this principal. Whether you're a bully, whether you're proud, whether you're arrogant, they do not have a choice because they met you as a principal. That's positional leadership. But the kind of leadership I'm teaching you tonight is leadership that comes with lifestyle. So, what are the components of these lifestyle? Number one is impact. So, leadership is a lifestyle of impact. And what is impact? Impact is simply an experience or a feeling people have after you have left them, after you have connected with them. So it's a feeling or an experience. So the question now is, will it be a positive experience? Will it be a negative experience? And I would love to ask, will people want to meet you after they have connected with you? Will people want to do business with you after they have engaged you and after they have connected with you? That's the question, and that's food for thought. So, as you're meeting people every day, you are impacting something in them, whether positive or negative. So, leadership is a lifestyle of impact. Every day we meet people, we leave something with them. We leave either a negative notion or we leave a positive notion. So, you see, I haven't even mentioned if you need to be in a position to impact people. So as you go to the office on Monday or Tuesday, you're going to impact somebody with the words from your mouth, with your actions. So you want to be cautious. You want to be careful. What do I say to this person? How do I act? What decisions do I take in order to leave a positive impact in the life of the person that I meet? I'm going to give you a practical example of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was a fantastic nationalist in India. Mind you, he wasn't the president of India, but he's notable, he's popular, he's famous. People loved him so much because he exemplified a remarkable leadership lifestyle. He popularized the non-violent theory that people practice today. When the British, colonialists were hitting hard on Indians, he told them, do not retaliate. The principle of non-retaliation until the Britain got fed up and left them in 1945. Now, so many leaders around the world have adopted that principle of non-retaliation. Mahatma Gandhi was a great nationalist, but he wasn't a president. You see, that's what impact is about. Leaving positive traits in the lives of people that you come across. And it mustn't be by giving them money. It could also be by giving them your time, giving your attention, giving them your energy. These are the things that you can do to leave a positive impact in the lives of people. Now, before I move on to the second component, I want to let you know that a lot of people are interested in many things, in popularity, in fame, in money. These things are great. But how many people are interested in creating impact? How many people are interested in changing the narrative like we are talking about in this conference? How many people are thinking solution? How many people are thinking beyond their family, beyond their nation, beyond their clan, beyond their tribe, beyond their language? How many people? So I need you all to start learning this aspect of leadership because that's how to be strategic. Creating impact intentionally, creating impact deliberately. I move to the second component of leadership. It's about vision because visionary leadership is in our topic. Leadership is a lifestyle of vision. What is vision? Vision is who you are by reason of what you can see. Vision is who you are by reason of what you can see. So vision is determined by how far you can see and what actually you are seeing. So my question to you tonight is, what really are you seeing? What are you seeing? Okay. Now will now shape the life that you live because vision is very important. Where there is no vision, the people perish. The Holy Book says, the scripture says, where there is no vision, the people perish. The people are destroyed. The people, it's like groping in a dark room. You're looking for something in a room that is dark. You won't see it. The tendencies are that you will get injured, right? That's how life is when you do not have a vision. Vision is who you are by reason of what you can see. So I see myself creating business opportunities, creating employment opportunities for thousands of people, thousands of young Africans. That's what I can see. So it shapes my life. Vision is not really about the future because the future is in you. All right, learn this tonight. That the future is not ahead of you, the future is right inside of you. Because the future consists of everything you can do but have not yet done, everywhere you can go to but have not yet gone to, anything you can achieve in life but have not yet achieved. So it's in you. The call to action would be deliver the future. So when you deliver the future, it's writing that book you said we're going to write 5 years ago, writing that book right now because it's about what you're supposed to do but have not yet done. Where you can go but have not yet gone to. That's what the future consists of. So the future in its sense is an illusion because the future is you. All right. So we often say that the future is tomorrow, but I want you to, you know, try this practical test. 11:59 p.m. today is still today. All right. 12 o'clock. You're not going to call it tomorrow again. You're going to call it today. The future is today. The future is now. All right. So the future is an illusion, and many people live in that illusion to say, "Oh, I still have time." Well, as a leader, you must be visionary. What can you see currently that is capable of changing your perception and your life? I don't want to dwell so much on this because it's going to take our time, but I want you to know that being a leader that empowers others, you must be able to see. You must be able to create images of what can be, right? What can be. If you look at this marker, right? Take a look at this marker. Okay, what's the color? You will say orange. Look at it very well and study it. I want to teach you how to call the things that be not as though they are. So this is the marker, orange in color. It's tangible. You can see it. You can touch it. Now, if I ask you, what can you see? What am I holding? You would say nothing. Well, if I say, what can you see? What is that marker? What's the color of that marker that I was holding? You will say orange. But there's nothing in my hand currently. But because you have seen it, you can tell the color. So what is the color of that marker that I was holding? Oh, it's orange. Oh, fantastic. But I'm not holding it. But because you have taken a snapshot of what I was holding, so you believe that it's orange. That's how the future works. That's how the pictures in your head works. So if you see yourself speaking in the United Nations, it's there is real, very real. So the call to action will be walk into the reality of what you have thought in your head. Walk into the reality of what you have bettered in your mind. That's vision. It's very real. Okay? It's the greatest gift God gives to man to think imaginatively, to think futuristically, to think, beyond today. No other creature of God has the ability, not even the smartest of animals in the world. Only human beings can creatively imagine the things that they cannot touch, the things that they cannot feel. So, guys, I'm encouraging you today to create a vision for yourself, create a vision for your business, for your family, for your nation, and then write a vision statement and recite it every morning. Every morning, okay? I'm a great man, I'm a great woman. It's beyond just affirmation, it's because you've seen what you could be, you've seen where you could go to, you have seen, my brother just asked me about my trip to Kigali in a few months. Before now, I had seen myself traversing the globe. I'd seen myself traveling, to countries of the world, sharing the value that I have, sharing the knowledge and skills that I have. And then that made me to go and get my passport in 2019. I had no country in mind to travel to, nothing in mind. I just said, let me keep this document. And then I had my COVID test, in 2021. I was just preparing for this journey. I had seen that the time is coming, Val. You're not just going to be traveling interstate within Nigeria to speak. You're going to move beyond the shores of your country. That was what I saw in my head. and I had to now walk into the reality of what I saw. So when you create a vision, the universe will attract the possibilities. That's how to be strategic. So if you create a vision for your business, okay, then you start working towards making that business to work. So let's say you want to own a fashion business. The simple thing to do is to learn about fashion, connect with people who are already in the fashion business. You know, that's how to be strategic. That's how to be visionary. You don't just fold your arms. When you paint that picture, you start coloring it. So the picture is there on the wall, and then you are like, okay, these are the things I need to do in order to get into this picture. Very simple. Very simple. Let me share with you a secret that helped me this year. One of my goals this year is actually a new time zone, and a new time zone means moving physically into a new country, maybe for a conference or for a speaking engagement or for something or for school, you know. And I wrote a vision down, and I started telling people around me, say, hey, that's my vision for 2023. That's my goal for 2023. I want to be able to move geographically and even physically to so place. Do you know what happened? People started sending links to me, scholarship links here and there. People were offering, you know, guidance, and everything that I needed to make that a possibility started coming my way because I had drawn a vision for myself and I spoke that vision. Becoming a strategic and a visionary leader that empowers others is to be able to see, what are you seeing? You know, this aspect of this topic would take my time when I need to move on. But here's one secret I will share with you that will help you. So I want you to have what I call, live urgently, have a timeline for everything. Have a timeline for everything. I remember when I was writing my book, I gave myself one day to be able to put up my manuscript. And from morning till evening, I was there writing that manuscript. I gave myself just 24 hours to be able to produce that manuscript. And it worked. It worked. So my system goes into work, sheds distraction. So put a timeline to your goals and you see it happening very fast. My time is galloping, but I will go to the third component. The third component of leadership, okay? Remember that we're still talking about a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of vision. I'm not the president of Nigeria, neither am I the governor of any state, but I've created a vision. That's what leadership is about. Being able to take control of yourself and your mind and make things work. And so because I've created a vision for myself, you see it having ripple effects. The book that I'm going to write, it will affect the lives of other people. But it started with me. All right. So the third component is influence. Leadership is influence, and influence is the ability to compel people to do things directly or indirectly, and you don't have to be there physically to make them do those things. They just observe and do them. That's why you must be careful what you do in public and what you do even in private, and even the conversations that you have with people. Influence is dangerous. Influence could be dangerous because it could be positive or negative. You know, I tell you the story and I move on. I have shared it severally about the keynote speaker who was going to deliver a speech but was stuck in traffic. Was stuck in traffic for 1 hour, and everybody was waiting. His phone was buzzing. They were calling him, "Sir, it's your turn to speak." But he was stuck in traffic. You know, was he going to develop wings to fly? Absolutely not. So he still had to go through that route. So he saw a taxi cab driver trying to maneuver his way, and then he decided to follow this cab driver. And you can agree with me that cab drivers understand the Appian way, the nooks and the crannies of roads. And so he said, I'm going to follow this guy. And so he started following this guy. For 1 hour, they were commuting. They were going, 1 hour. Guess what? They ended up in the taxi cab driver's house. The cab driver's house. That was the destination. And then he was like, what? You mean for 1 hour I was following this guy just to end up in his house? But here's the moral of the story. The cab driver didn't know that a phenomenal personality like that was depending on his direction for his destination. He never knew that this cab driver was going to his house. Well, the cab driver didn't also know that this man was following him from behind to lead him out of the traffic. He never knew. If he knew, he would have done better. And you know that. He would have done better. And that's how our lives are. People are watching, people are observing without you knowing. You know, they see you dress the way you dress and they copy. They see you speak the way you speak in public and they copy. They see how you shout at the conductor for not giving you the right change and they copy. Especially young people because their minds are so impressionable. How can you explain a child who comes back home from church and picks up the container of a powder or a biro and then she or he is saying, praise the Lord, hallelujah? Who taught that child to be able to replicate what he saw? Because the mind of a child is impressionable. Whatever you do before them goes right into their mind. And so they try to replicate what they have learned. Now, how many people have you unknowingly modeled the wrong behavior? How many people? So leadership is influence, and we must be able to influence people positively, starting from the words that we speak, the actions that we take, and the decisions that we make. So tonight you're unlearning and relearning. You're relearning influence. So we must be mindful of what we do. The last quote I'm going to drop here before I wrap up is that your children will love you because you're the parents, naturally. Everybody loves their parents. But to be a role model, you have to step up your game. To be a mentor to those kids, you have to step up your leadership game. So it takes more than providing school fees and money for soup and stew to become a role model to those kids. They may not necessarily want to become a doctor like you are, but they will learn certain traits such as discipline, such as self-control, such as vision from their father in order to become better versions of themselves. Finally, guys, as I wrap up this session, I want to let you know that your name can either be a key or a padlock. A key that opens up doors of opportunities or a padlock that locks up doors. So at the mention of your name, how many doors will open or how many doors will close? I also want to say this as I wrap up that, imagine yourself at age 50, 60, 70, 80, or even 100. And then you are given an opportunity to write a story of the life that you have lived. How do you want that book to end? What will you write in that book? Will that book be a motivation or a warning? Will people read that book and they're like, oh, I'm inspired by the life of this young man? Or, oh my God, I'm not going to toe this line. I'm not going to do what he did. Will your life be a motivation? Will your life be a warning? It is up to you to start creating the kind of leader that you want to be. Guys, I'll do this and then I'll close. Let's assume tomorrow morning you walk as you're stepping into your office, you saw an autobiography, Range Rover autobiography right in your office, in front of your office. And then you saw a bicycle right in front of your office. Which one are you going to select? Everybody listening to me, you definitely want to go for the Range Rover, right? Yeah, naturally. Now you entered your office and somebody says to you that, oh, the Range Rover you picked belongs to Osama bin Laden. And then the bicycle, and you choose, the object. Which are you going to choose? I believe the bicycle because you believe that Nelson Mandela possessed certain traits that you want to possess. Finally, the value of an object takes the value of the possessor. The value of the possessor infiltrates in any object that he touches. Doesn't matter what that object is. So guys, invest in building your value capital. Invest in building your integrity capital, your reputation capital, so that you will give a Midas touch to anything that you lay your hands on. I believe that these blueprints will help you to become strategic and visionary, and then you'll be able to empower others. Thank you very much for listening. My brother, you can over to you. I believe that people have been able to learn something new today and their lives will become better. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. You never stop to wow us each time you come on stage. This is not the first time I'm having you on a session like this. Of course, I just know that once it's just like giving you a task and going to sleep. We are sure you're going to pieces and break it down to as simple as possible, still maintaining the class, and all the juice is just right on point. Thank you so much for the value you have shared right now. I value. I think that name is also value. It's just been amazing listening to you. I had to, just like this, listening to all the things you were saying. Okay, guys, that is the man, Val Okafor, someone who is passionate about leadership, and he has defined leadership in his own terms, something that you would find nowhere else than in his own dictionary. And of course, he is selling a narrative everywhere in the world. And I'm sure he's going to take that to Rwanda also for them to buy that leadership. So if you have your question, I think the question has been buzzing so far. If you have questions, please bring it. But I doubt you have questions because they're so clear. But then, let me not preempt others. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I am sure he'll be glad so much to give you answers to your question about leadership. Remember, he said leadership is a lifestyle. So it's your life itself, the life you are living. You don't need to be a principal or a president or a governor to be a leader. No, your life itself can transcend. In fact, when you were talking about Mogandi of India, I think his name is more popular than the president. I don't even know who was the president during his time that he lived. I don't even know, but we know his name. That tells you what leadership can do. His name is more popular than even the president of India at that time. So that tells you that lifestyle could actually outlive even those who are in office. So that is what the man Val has brought to us. So if you have questions, please drop that in the comment section right now. While we are waiting for questions, there's this flyer that I have here, which is something that Mr. Val Okafor has for you. He says, do it scared. Do it scared. It's a self-paced course, how to permanently choke procrastination. If there's anything that really slows us down, it is this procrastination. And he here is giving us a practical step how we can overcome procrastination. You can't get this anywhere else than through the man Val Okafor. Remember, he said something while he was giving his lecture. He said he went to write a manuscript in 24 hours. He gave himself a time. It was time bound 24 hours, and he soaked himself in it and he delivered it in 24 hours. I'm sure there are other things that came inside 24 hours that you'll find in this course. Trust me, that is why you need to get this course. Maybe I should allow you to speak a little about it. I'm talking, I said I'm even pay the course. So please give us shed a little more light on this course and what do you say?
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So guys, this is Do It Scared, and it's a self-paced course. It means that you can take it at any time you want. It's a course that helps you to overcome procrastination. But not just that, you're going to be learning a whole lot on how to be laser focused on your goals and your dreams. And we are also giving you
Mr. Val, I think lost you for a bit. Okay, while we wait for, I think we have his experiencing a little network glitch. He would come back strong. Just in case we have forgotten who we are with here, this is still the man voice Val Okafor, who has been dishing out value in for us. Let me play his profile again so you just know.
Val Okafor is an effective leadership evangelist, productive strategist, transformational speaker, and social innovator. With an incredible passion to help individuals and organizations achieve exponential growth, he brings to bear practical knowledge that translates to wisdom and results. He sits as the executive director and training consultant at the Val Okafor Company. Here he provides value-based leadership development and personal effective trainings for individuals and organizations. As an added believer in the prosperity of Africa by Africans, he serves as the outreach and events lead at Grand Africa Initiative, a pan-African non-governmental organization that helps African young men and women succeed in education, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Innovative Young African Award by International Internship University, India, Best African Social Impact Award, and 2021 100 Exceptional Brands and Creatives. Award of Leadership from Chainmakers and Writers Academy. He exuded an inimitable passion for nation building and human capital development, especially for developing nations across the globe. He believes that as you let your own light shine, you'll consciously give others the permission to do the same. Let's make welcome Val Okafor.
He is a business, relationship, and lifestyle enthusiast. He works with SMEs and corporate individuals to scale up their net and self-worth. This he achieves utilizing digital skills and services such as copywriting, videography, digital marketing tools, business structuring techniques, and personal development boosters. He is one of the co-founders of Cool Makes Concept, an organization that trains people on business and entrepreneurship, and Seraphons, a financial outfit that grants you more value for your money. He currently sits as the Chief Operating Officer of Meteor. He is the creator of the Millionaires Template, a training course that helps young and aspiring entrepreneurs start their journey in the digital business space and guides them to grow from zero to the millionaire status. Also, he is the convener of a business training series called The Feast, a quarterly event where participants are trained by top-notch experts on different aspects of business and lifestyle. The maiden edition, the money side of social media, took place in December 2021 and the last one held in March 2022, tagged Becoming the Ultimate Salesman. He is the host of two weekly shows, the DIY Wednesday show and the BRL Conversation show, while the first show is pre-recorded and teaches about business and personal development, which comes up every Wednesday on dedicated Facebook groups like Head Start Africa, the Import Tribe, Building Influential Brands, the Excellent Entrepreneurs Network, Business and Career Solutions, Dominators Network Africa, Cool Mix Community, Mastermind Africa, etc. The second one is a live show where entrepreneurs, thought leaders, content creators, and other online personalities share their behind the scenes and real life experiences on businesses, relationship, and lifestyle. This comes up every Thursday on Instagram with a replay on his YouTube channel. He is also a virtual event anchor, and his dexterity on the mic has earned him the name the GOAT Moderator. He has moderated several online events, including the International Conference of Stars, the 20s Bootcamp, the Action Conference, the Productive Time Out, the Quantum Leap Conversation, to mention but a few. He was awarded the Exceptional Millionaire of the Year 2022 at the TIBA Awards. He is fun to be with and always seek to bring out the best in others. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Loveday Izua.
All right. That's the man you have been hearing. Lovely Izo has been the one who was moderating the 2 days conference. And unfortunately, we lost Val Okafor due to network issues. I am not sure we will be able to have him back again. But good enough, he has been able to share a lot of value already. If you have questions and you want to reach out to him, please do well to connect with him on Facebook or Instagram at Val Okafor, that's his name. And you can also do well to get his self-paced course, Do It Scared, all right? How to permanently choke procrastination. And of course, that will also solve a lot of other problems for you, like he has mentioned. You can read that. It's just for 1,000 naira. Just for 1,000 naira, and you can get value overload from the man Balokapo. I'm sure you listen to him speak, and with that, you know he is a man that breeds value. All right. And of course, like I said, he's passionate about leadership, and he can transform you to have that same passion that he has. All right, with this, we are hosting home stretch. We are almost at the end of the conference. We've had our very three speakers who are supposed to grace the occasion for tonight, and they have given us value upon value upon value. This has been an amazing conference. The conference started from yesterday, and we've had 6 speakers in all grace the occasion. We started with Onyinye Okeke. Well, that was the first speaker. Of course, she gave us how to develop a growth mindset in your youth for goal attainment. That was the first speaker. We had a second speaker, Samson Chukuma, who gave us the access tool for better growth. Access tool for better growth. That was what Samson talked about yesterday. And then we had the third speaker, which is our host of for this conference, which is Paul Olojede. He was giving us value ranging from adopting action for game changer, adopting actions for a game changer. All right, that was what we had yesterday, and today we've also had 3 amazing speakers also grace the studio and grace the occasion, and they have been able to give us what we need to know about how to become hyper focused in changing the narrative conference. And we started with Muyiwa Womiloju. He gave us a very interesting topic, the project you at awakening and igniting the sleeping productivity giant in you. That was the first topic we had tonight. And then we had Chiamaka Okoro, who talked about focusing, how we can, of course, focusing on your low esteem, how you could use your low esteem and transform the low esteem to become, of course, maximizing it for better growth. How you can maximize low esteem for better growth. That's what Chiamaka told us about. And finally, we had Val Okafor, who has shared his experience on how, of course, the blueprint to becoming a strategic and visionary leader that empowers others. And it has been a fantastic session so far. Well. At this point, I just want to say special thanks to all those who have made this happen. Special thanks to Rosos Consult for putting this together. It has been an amazing journey so far. Thank you for allowing a lot of persons to have a chance to watch and change the narrative. I remember the theme of the conference has been hyper focus, and I'm sure if you go through the lessons or the lectures that have been shared for these 2 days, you will be sure that you have gotten value all the way. And before we wrap up today, we will be inviting the host of this great conference, Changing the Narrative Conference. We will be inviting him up here to share a few words, final parting words, before we wrap up the conference for today. So, Paul Olojede, this is your time to talk to your audience. Let them feel the pulse and how has it been so far. So, Mr. Paul, you're welcome. Can you hear me, Mr. Paul? Hello? I think network is not doing him justice again. Mr. Paul, can you hear me? Okay, so if we can't get to hear Mr. Paul, although we can see his image, but we can't get to hear him. I don't know if network would allow him to speak. Mr. Paul, we would like to hear a final word from you. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right, good evening. So, Mr. Paul, we have gradually coming to the end of the conference. I don't know if you are.
Right. Thank you once again, Mr. Loveday.
All right, network doesn't seem to be favoring Mr. Paul. So just while we give him a few minutes, let's
Olojade Paul is an amazing writer, public speaker, intentionality growth coach, mindset coach, motivational speaker, author, and lead consultant at Rossos Consult, an online brand set to renew the perspective of fast-growing brands through valuable and converting visuals. He is the official graphic designer for the Chiamaka Global Mentorship Hub and also the Great Impact Forum. But to mention a few, as a writer, he has written over 150 articles and also authored 4 amazing, life-changing books since he started his writing journey. He had to enroll in Flourish Joshua Writing Academy, perfect his writing mastery, which has been a source of inspiration and hope to him and all around him. He is the certified writer of the Flourish Joshua Writers and Speakers Academy and also a certified ambassador of the Basil Henry Mentorship Institution. In 2020, he was interviewed by a global platform for his immense work in impacting lives around him. He is also the CEO of Russell's Consult, a digital organization set to solve and renew the digital and visual problems of startup and already in session organizations who are facing graphical and visual problems, helping them to create convertible and attention-calling visuals. He has been able to bless minds through his teaching in many groups he has been invited to. He is an indigene of Oyo State, Nigeria, Ibadan. His mantra is, intentionality towards all you face to attain your required growth. Let's make welcome Olojade Paul.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again, Mr. Loveday. I do really appreciate. Sorry, I've been dealing with having network issues on my end, and both networks have been giving me hard time since. But thank God it has been restored now.
All right, so I just said if you have a final word for us, we've come to the end of the conference. So do you have any final word for us? I hope the reason why you held this conference has been achieved. Just a final word before we wrap up the conference. Can you hear me, Mr. Paul?
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much once again, sir. So my final word will be, learning is not enough. Yes, sir, I can hear you. I'm with you, sir. Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you very well, sir. Hold on, please, sir. I think both networks are giving me issues here.
Just go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Oh, you still can't hear me. I just said give your final word. If you can hear me, give your final word, so we will wrap up.
All right, sir. All right. Okay, so my final words will be, learning is not enough. Learning is not enough. When you learn everything from starting from day 1, from the first speaker through to the third speaker, day 2 from the first speaker through to the third speaker, and then you are not practicing, then everything you have learned is a waste. It is not enough to just get value and then you are shouting value over those without action, which is the topic I have spoken on yesterday. It is not enough to just have value. It is not enough to just have wisdom. Are you ready to share the wisdom with others? Are you ready to do it scared? Are you ready to show people what has been imparted into you? Are you ready to share with the world? Are you ready to change the game? Changing the game. Are you ready to also focus while you are also changing the game? That is the main that is the main thing that this program is all focused on. So after hearing everything, after working on everything, and then you are not really doing what you are supposed to be doing, then you are missing out on what is the most important thing. Action is the key. Action is the key, and then getting yourself intentional and working on yourself to make sure you are achieving every goal, to make sure you are overcoming every obstacles on your way is the most important thing you should focus on. And I pray that God Almighty will help us to make use of everything, and then we shall be changing the game and also getting focused while we are um while we are achieving our aims to getting growth, the desired growth that we want. So that will be my final word, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul, for putting this together. It was indeed an amazing session for 2 days with the speakers, and we are glad that you were able to, come through with this. All right. So thank you very much for everyone who has made this happen. I want to quickly appreciate all the speakers who have been here since from yesterday down to today. You guys have been amazing. We quite appreciate your time and your effort to put it together. Thank you, First Onye, for opening the floor. Thank you also, Samson, for flowing suit on Friday. Thank you, Olodide Paul, for adding your voice to this. We quite appreciate you. And for today's speakers, thank you, Muyiwa Womiloju. Thank you, Chamaka Okoro. Thank you, of course, Mr. Vanuka, for my brother, for doing this with us. Let's do this again sometime in the future. Thank you for being part of changing the narrative conference. It was indeed a fantastic session with all of us here for the past 2 days. I am so grateful that you guys came along. I'm so grateful you honored the invitation. I am so glad. And Sunday Zua, feel free to connect with me on Facebook. Love the Zua, Instagram, Love the Zua. That's my name everywhere you go. And trust me, I bring the best for you when it comes to moderation. I am the good moderator, and thank you so much for your